Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the final HALLOWEEK 2017 makeup look. This is the one that I was most scared about and most excited to do just because I've been really wanting to do a school makeup tutorial for a really long time. And I was always really scared, but I always thought they were so cool looking, and now here I am finally filming one. So I didn't include the eye makeup tutorial. If you do want a tutorial on that, just let a girl know. I just focused on the skull makeup just because you don't have to do the eye makeup I did. You could do any glam or not glam makeup look that you want. And yeah, so I went in with my paint palette that I got from Party City that turned out to be really shitty. I used this face paint, as you can see, and it just didn't work at all for me. Like at all. Like I tried to spread it and then it would just not stick, or it would just move, or it just wasn't a good idea. So I pretty much took it all off and then just used that white crayon that you saw me using to draw the outline, and I just literally used that whole thing to fill in the rest of my face. It was a really long process. And then I just set that with a white eyeshadow. So yeah, this just didn't work out for me. So now I am taking the black from the paint palette and I'm just using it to trace out the shape that I want for the hollows of my cheekbones. And I'll do this also with the nose and the teeth and my smile as well. I'm just using the crayon to intensify some of that a little bit and make them a little bit thicker. For the teeth, I'm just trying to make evenly spaced lines, and then I'm going to go back and try to shade them into teeth shape. They're definitely not the best looking skeleton teeth you've ever seen, but I honestly don't think they come out too bad. Don't mind me and my Angry Orchard. So I usually just use this for shading. I just end up using shadows, and you just got to keep working on it. I know it looks weird at first, but just keep working towards it and it'll come together, I promise. So now I'm just taking my NYX eye pencil and I'm just using this to deepen up those lines that I just made. I'm also using the pencil to create the general shading that I want to for the hollows of my cheeks and the teeth to make them less rectangular and more of a, teeth looking shape, not as squared off. This is the part where I take my Maybelline The Rock Nudes palette and just take that black matte eyeshadow or any black matte eyeshadow that you have, and I'm just using this to start shading in the hollows of my cheeks and kind of feathering it out, and I'm going to do the same thing for all the other black parts of my face. And as you see, I'm starting to taper off the teeth so that way you see where they end. They don't just mysteriously disappear into my face. And I'm kind of just making pointed little triangles, which I totally don't recommend because I ended up like going in with white eyeshadow to try to get rid of those, get rid of the fact that they're connected, because you don't want them to connect as much. You just want to taper them off. And you just want to fill in the spaces between the teeth so that way it creates shadow and depth and separation between each tooth. You can start to see now that it's really starting to come together a little bit, and I'm just going in now with a white shimmery shade just to go over the teeth to make them stand out and make them a little bit more white. And now I'm going back in with the black shadow to just kind of diffuse the black at the top ends of the teeth. It's just a back and forth. You go in with some white, you go in with some black, and you go back in again. That's pretty much all there is to it. It looks a lot scarier than it is, I promise. Now I'm just going back in with that black eyeshadow to make my lips darker because that kind of faded with all the shading that I was doing. Now I'm just going in and making the finishing touches with the black eyeshadow, focusing on all the details that are in the skull. This is me taking a little bit more of that black paint from the paint palette and just intensifying my smile line a little bit because I thought it looked a little gray. That's the hard thing about this, is that you want to be able to create different color scales. You don't want it too gray, you don't want it too white, you don't want it too black. You want to be able to create that gradient. But this pretty much finishes up the tutorial. I just spray painted my hair with actual hair stuff that you're supposed to put in your hair, not actual hairspray, and I did it purple to match my eye color. I really love this look. This is probably what I'll end up being for Halloween, to be honest with you. I'm really excited. Hope you guys have a happy and safe Halloween, and until next time, stay golden.